Day everyone. Today we are going to be discussing about within subject design with the emphasis on its disadvantages and its uses. So within subject design is a commonly used design in experimental psychology because it allows researchers to compare the same participants in different conditions. However, it has disadvantages that we or the researchers must consider, which what we will be discussing in this video. So what is within subject design? Within subject design, or also called repeated measure design, is an experimental design which all participants experience all levels of conditions. Instead of assigning different participants sa lain po nga conditions, in within subject design, we use the same participants. Let's say for example, you want to determine whether makatabang ba ang music para mas dali ka makaka-on o mag-study ka. So in condition 1, participants study in silence, di ba? In condition 2, still the same participants will study but with music. The same participants from condition 1 and condition 2. So that's within subject design. Why do researchers use within subject design? First, it requires fewer participants. So as I have said, we will in within subject design, we will be using the same participants in all conditions. So sa conditions nga atong paghahimo or treatment, same ra nga participants. So let's say for example sa between subject design, in condition 1 you need 30 participants, in condition 2 30 participants, so that's 60 in total. In within subject design, kung 30 ang imong need sa condition 1, 30 ra pod ang imong gamiton sa 2, which is same participants nga ni take sa condition 1. Next, it increases statistical power. So since gamay ra man ang participants nga needed and gamay ra jud pud ang participants because we are using the same participants across all conditions, when in terms of comparing the results, di na nimo siya kailangan i-compare pa against one another. So you tend to compare them with themselves. Let's say ingani na kadali kanon, kung mag-gym karon tas magbawas kag timbang ron, magbawas kag timbang ugma, mas dali siya i-compare ang imong timbang karon o imong timbang inagkaugma kaysa sa imong timbang o i-compare nimo sa ubang tao. Mas accurate ang result, di ba? Kay ngano i-compare man nimo ang result sa imo ug result sa ubang tao, di ba? Di man mo pareha, lahi man mo og conditions nga gina-take og treatment. So nga mo nay point sa it increases statistical power is it controls individual differences. So we differ in intellect, memorability, or motivation. So since all participants are tested, same participants are tested in the same conditions, these differences are controlled. So now comes the main topic, which is the disadvantages of using subject design. Although useful, this design has several weaknesses. First is order effects. So order effects occur when the sequence of treatment influences participants' responses. So participants may perform differently simply because one condition comes before another. So let's use this with a Mobile Legends analogy. Let's say for example there are two players. There are two types of players, and they are facing the same opponent. Let's say for example the enemy is like for example healer. So the other one mas prefer niya unahon mag-item og anti-heal kaysa boots, kay para niya mas maka-apekto sa iyang performance kung unahon niya ang boots kay wa siya anti-heal, kay healer ang kontra. Ang isa gusto niya mag-boots una because they think that their hero consumes so much mana, which is mas feeling niya maka-apekto pod kung unahon niya ang item dusa ang mana boots. So inga na ang pasabot sa order effects, ang mapektuhan ang response, mapektuhan ang imong pag-respond simply just because of the sequence of the condition. Mas prefer nimo unahon ang kani kaysa kani. Ikaduha, Second, practice effects. So participants become better at tasks simply because they have done them before. So uban mas dali para nila himuon ni because experience na nila sa unang nga mga or experience nila sa daily life, or na-take na sila ingani nga mga experiment, or nahimo na silang respondents, diba? So suppose participants solve puzzles twice during the second trial, they may perform better not because of the independent variable but because they already know the task. Third is fatigue effects. So participants may become tired or bored or lose motivation as the experiment progresses. So let's say for example, mo take 3-hour memory test. Dali ka kapoy na, di ba? So imong performance is poor ang result of fatigue instead of the treatment. Mas kapoyon ka, very tiresome and exhausting. Next is carryover effect. So experiences from one condition may carry over into the next condition. Suppose let's say for example, you will test kung unsa ang drinks ka makapawala sa imong kalibanga. Test nimo Gatorade o Pocari Sweat, hypertonic o hypotonic. So the other one increases your fluid concentration, the other one balances your fluid concentration. So ang una nimong giinom is ang Gatorade. So pag inom nimo sa Gatorade, wala siya go effect, di ba? Wala pa, di pa lili man ang effect dito dayon. Sunod ni inom ka og sunod nga treatment ni inom ka og Pocari Sweat. After pila ka hours, medyo naulian yung tiyan, wa nakakagikilibanga. So sure ba ka nga tungod to sa Pocari Sweat? Sure ba po ka nga tungod to sa Gatorade? Di ba dili kay ang effect sa imong giinom kinahanglan nadala nimo adto. So ma-influence niya ang result. Di ba murag ma-compromise ang result, maglibog na ka. That's carryover effects. Wait. So next is participants may guess the purpose of the study. So since ang mga participants nato naka-experience man og multiple conditions, they may figure out the hypothesis. Mo na ang ginatawag na to og demand characteristics. So for example, ang mga participants maka-notice sila nga ang mga researchers is trying to compare silence and music. So they might consciously try to perform better in one of the conditions. Mura siya og ipayas bitaw, mura bag they will try to perform better sa isa ka condition. Artificial na hinuon ang gihimo, ang ilang behavior becomes artificial, and one of the disadvantage of that is it reduces the validity. Next, not suitable longer participation time. So since participants must complete all conditions, experiments often take longer. So instead of attending one session, participants may need to return several times. So as we know, ang tanan is saong ra manindot, saong ra malibayon, saong ra exciting. So first 2 days siguro ang mga participants ganahan pa sila mo take sa test o sa experiment. But the next pila ka adlaw na mura na sila og kapoy naman, mura may purpose ani may nga bitaw. So mo na isa sa disadvantage niya. Next is not suitable for permanent changes. Some treatments produce lasting effects that cannot be reversed. Unsay ma-learn nimo during research or experiment, mo na lisod dili na siya ma-undo, or na uban lisod i-undo. Like for example, maka-learn kag new language, ma-undo ba din nimo? Let's say for example, nagtuon kog Russian, privyet ninyas kabut rain krudlegir as pindito. Oh, di ba? I have never even used that. I have learned that few months ago, but I haven't used that in personal or everyday conversation. This is the first time that I have used that. That's Russian for hello, hi, my name is Ranger Legolas Pindihito. But wala na ko siya ma-unlearn. It is already embedded or registered sa ako. So unsaon man sa mga researchers para masolusyonan ning mga disadvantages or mga problema ning within subject design, natay gitawag og counterbalancing. Counterbalancing changes the order of conditions. So participants will not experience the same sequence. So let's say for example, group A. Ang group A is ang group A, unang condition is silence to music. Group B, music to silence. So this method minimize order effects and practice effects. Researchers may also provide rest para to avoid fatigue effects. Next is ang kada treatment or condition is pagabuhaton 9 days interval so that dili mo occur ang carry over effects. Usa pod is pwede sila mo gamit og distractor between conditions para sa mana. Siyempre, anang ugay na sa disadvantages is ang mga participants might guess what is the study about. So, pwedeng mahimong bias and reduce validity. So, pwede silang magkuhan og kanang distractor. So, Morto, thank you. To conclude, thank you man ko. So, to conclude, within subject design is a repeated measure design, an experimental design that uses the same participants in all level of conditions or in all conditions. It controls individual differences and requires fewer participants. I hope you learned something.